Hey there everybody, I'm here to show off my build that I've been working on for 3.5 Betrayal League. This is my Doryani's Fist Thanos build. There's me with my Infinity Gauntlet. Uh, yeah, this build is absolutely insane. I've been running it for a couple days now, and so far it's been an absolute blast, quite literally. Um, and yeah, so I'm going to show off some gameplay. I have a barrel chambers here. But not too crazy. Um, and yeah, all the details will be in at the end of the gameplay. But if this kind of build doesn't interest you, then I hope you at least enjoyed the show. So without further ado, let's pop this sucker in. So yeah, this is Doryani's Fist Elementalist Thanos build. Let's go. Just pop our Blood Rage and Orbis Storms, and we are pretty much off. I mean, there we go. We're not going to focus too much. This is just to show off the damages and speed. We're not going to really pick up anything. Also, we're not really going to do the Syndicate stuff or anything where that pops up. Just kind of to show you the gist of what this build really is. Yeah, I picked that up if I can. I picked that up. I'll go back and pick this up after this video. Yeah, wow. Okay. So yeah, you get those nice Herald stutters that I absolutely love in this game. Those are pretty tanky, but we're able to kind of handle it no problem. This is also like a tier 11, so you know, not too high, but you know, kind of up there in the red maps. Let's not die though. That'd be kind of bad. Cool. Alright. Took care of that. Yeah. Just speed for this. Alright. Let's see. Okay, we can't even do it. It's still bugged. Good job, GGG. Yeah, we can't even get it. Can we get in there? No. Cool. Alright. Still bugged. It's okay, fortifications suck anyways. You don't even really get good rewards. Whatever. So yeah, I mean, cool, right? Pretty cool. I think so, at least. Here's the boss, so little bossing damage. We'll show that off. Nothing too crazy, but you know, not bad either. And yeah, that was the map. Cool. Let's portal back. Alright, so hope you enjoyed it. We will go over some of the uniques now. So we'll start off with the absolute must uniques that you need. And that's going to be, of course, Doryani's Fist. That's what the build is based off of. So this allows us to use our skill, Doryani's Touch. It's a massive AoE. It has 20% more AoE, so any AoE that we do get is just gonna make it that much more massive. It does have 50% reduced attack speed, but we also scale attack speed throughout this build, so it's, I mean, that's pretty fast. It's about 2.0 something attack rate, so that's pretty good for this build. The other required unique you need is the Rigwald's Curse. This adds crit chance to our build pretty much. With unarmed attacks you have 0 crit chance, so or based crit chance. So with this it gives us about 40 to about 50 crit chance alone, so this is pretty much a must. The only the other uniques that help with this build are the Carcass Jack, self-explanatory, more AoE, more damage. If you don't want to use this, then you can go ahead and use a Lore Weave or an Impulsa will work also, but I think Carcass Jack is pretty close to best in slot. Our shield is our Esha's Mirror. This adds huge damages. Every time we shock, we get more added lightning damage. And then the other things on it is pretty resist. We have our Sarkoja's Head. This adds attack speed, crit chance, life, and dex. One bad thing about this build is that it's pretty dex hungry, so this helps a lot. The enchant isn't too important, but I'll get into that a little later. And if you don't want to use the Starkojas, you can always use the Devotos or Rat's Nest. Any of those three will pretty much work, but be mindful of dex. This does add a lot, and you do kind of want a high roll on the dex, just to help you with gearing and all that. And then we have our Oxium build. This just adds more damage per power charge. This is also not too important, but that is, we do have 6 power charges on this build, so that is just a huge increased amount of elemental damage that is always welcome. And then we just have our boots. It's pretty standard. The enchant is not important either, but any attack speed we can get is pretty helpful. Once again, we have 50% less attack speed, so that is one of the most important things we do need to scale in this build. And then our rings are pretty generic, you know, resist, life, all that good stuff. Added damage, this was like 3 years old, so I went pretty big on this ring, but yeah, not all required, just get what you need. Even dex. So yeah. And then our flasks, we have a life. The Zeus flask is just to help with leech. Our blood rage, we don't regen enough than the leech damage does to us, so any leech we can get is pretty helpful. And then unfortunately with blood rage, it only leeches with attack physical damage, and since we're not doing any physical damage, we need to get leech through other ways for the trees, and then a Zeus promise. Everything else is pretty generic. Utility, evasion, warding of heat, staunching, and then our diamond flask, obviously, to crit. And then let's see, that was the items. So now let's get into the passive tree. Nothing too crazy here. We're getting AOE whatever we can through blast radius and amplify. We're getting power charges, all 3 of them through Templar, Witch, and Shadow. Lightning damage wherever you can find it, so right here and up here. This side isn't as important, but you know, if you want to go for it, by all means. Life, more attack speed here, crit chance. Here's where we get a lot of our leech through this, and its use promise helps a ton. And our crit chance right now is sitting about 82%, 85%, somewhere around that range, which is pretty consistent. It feels pretty good enough for me. If you can get anywhere between the 80 to, you know, max, then it should feel pretty good. But if you feel that it's a bit low, then you can go down here and get good crit chance for here. This will add a big chunk, about, I can't remember, 5 or 6% more effective crit chance. And then you can also get crit chance for here. So with our talisman, we any claw damage modifiers or attack speed or crit chance modifiers go to our unarmed modifiers, so we can get attack speed through here. And then we could get it through the claw notes here, but that's only if you really want to. It's up to you. And then our jewels are pretty important. The Doryani's touch skill has 600% increased effective added damage, so any added damage to our attacks is just huge. So all of our jewels look pretty much like this. Actually, they look exactly like this, except the rolls are different. But yeah, we have 4 on the tree. Attack speed, life, and added lightning damage is perfect. You can also go with crit chance and then the attack speed if you crit recently. Those are also solid options you can roll on the jewels if you can't find these specifically. And then we have our Ascendency, which of course is our Elementalist, Pendulum of Destruction, AoE, elemental damage. It's huge. It's amazing. 75% increased AoE on top of just our 20% more AoE from Doryani's skill. Like that, just it's huge. And then Mastermind of Discord for our heralds. and Shape of Desolation and Beacon of Ruin just helps with our shocking and freezing and chilling and all that good stuff, to get even more increased damage and defenses from freezing. And yeah, that's pretty much the skill tree. You can bend it and go, like I said, get more crit chance if you need it. Uh, we do get the life wheel here. It's pretty, I think this is pretty good for our tree. If you also want to go mind over matter and drop our wrath, then that be pretty. You could probably do that too. If you just feel like you if you feel like it's a little bit too squishy, it shouldn't be. It's at 5.7, and we can probably get up to 6k life, so no problem there. And then skill gems. So on our Infinity Gauntlet, we have our increased crit strike, added lightning damage, elemental damage, and faster attacks. All that just helps. And then with bossing, we substitute increased crit strike with conk effect, and that adds big damage. But that's only if you really need it. That's more for the higher end fights. Which you won't be doing too often because this build can do those kind of tier fights, but it's not really meant for those high tier bosses if you absolutely need to. I wouldn't recommend this for anything higher than maybe tier 12 or 13s though. Here on the helmet we have our Hail Ice with Onslaught, just more attack speed through Onslaught and all that good stuff. And then our Blood Rage for attack speed and Frenzy Charge generation. And then we have on our chest, we have our Power Charge generation pretty much. So Herald of Thunder, Power Charge on crit, and then with our also Curse on hit and Assassin's Mark. And then we have our Orb of Storms here, just in case there's some kind of hexproof map, then throwing this down on a pack, you'll immediately get like 2 to 4 power charges right there and then. And it also helps with bossing to sustain power charges, so you pretty much have power charges up all the time as long as you keep track. But even then, you shouldn't worry about it. You should have them all the time. Then we have our shield charge setup, pretty standard, fortify, faster attacks. Yeah, not gonna go into that. And then Immortal Call setup, cast one damage taken, haste for more attack speed when you do have it, or Val haste. You don't use the haste. We have Wrath right here for that, for a 50%. And then we have an Ancestral Protector for, you guessed it, more attack speed, 20% more when it's active. So this helps pretty much with bossing. You could also instead use a Val Grace if you feel like you need to be a little more defensive, but honestly, I don't think that's worth it. The totem works just fine. Yeah, I think that was all the skill gems. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, I know I messed up a lot. This is my first build guide, but thank you for bearing through it. And yeah, good luck, Exiles.